Next poet in your second round, Joel.
I'm Joel Elliott. This is entitled, I Wish I Succeeded. As a child, I listened to the screams coming from the woods where I played as a woman was murdered. Having already abandoned all sense of authority's power or meaning, I turned to the community to help her. In Baltimore, the mistrust between the people and the police runs so deep that in the face of murder, calling 911 is still a last resort. Police lives matter because officers are people, but that is a fact that has never been in question. Police officers are people who are armed to the teeth, and they live with the same emotions and fears that we all do. They make mistakes and break the trust when they take liberties with the liberty of the citizens they are protecting. So we waited. But then we called. And when they came, the visceral fear of bodily harm gripped them one by one as backup called for backup, which called for backup, until Baltimore City PD taught me as an 8-year-old child that in a poor neighborhood, there's no one who can help us. They waited. I sat. I listened to screams you've never heard in any horror film. There is no Wilhelm that can represent the screams that I heard that day. And they waited, and I waited, and 2 hours later she perished. In neighborhoods on the TV, valiant acts of local bravery are plain to see because all lives matter and all lives live in those communities. In my neighborhood where black lives live, they sit idly by while black lives die. And I can still hear her terrified screaming. I could not process this. So when I was 9, I attempted to end everything with extension cords tied to a drop ceiling. When I realized that I had survived, I cried for the world that I would have to continue to face. That was 28 years ago. I think about ending it every day. With what I see lately, with the mistrust that is going on between us and the people who are sworn to protect us, I wish I had succeeded.
Said I didn't want to cry yet. It's getting all emotional to be here. I never mentioned that you were also a first-timer to our slams as well. So give it up to Joel. I know. He does a lot of performance stuff, right? You do comedy stuff. I know. He's comfortable up here. He's been up here, but not in this realm.
No,
welcome. Judges, we got a 7.2. Ha! A 9.3. We got a 9.5. We got a 10. And a 10 with something on it that I can't read. You could yell it if you want.
BLM.
There you go. Say it. Don't be scared. We got 28.8 for Joel. Give it up one more time for Joel. Real deal up in here. Give it up for your third poet and your